In 2012, we had our next opportunity to undertake an expedition. We were heading to Morocco to pick off the second highest mountain in Africa, which is Mount Toubkal. Mount Toubkal is not an easy climb, but certainly it's something that's achievable for most people. And when we were there, the winter had hung around a lot longer than it was meant to, which meant that in quite a short period of time, we were faced with having to climb a mountain in quite adverse conditions. Now, this was actually, whilst one of the most disappointing expeditions that we've ever been involved with, it was also probably the one that's taught us the most. And this was about professional judgment and decision making, and being able to understand the environment in which we operate, respect that environment and make tough decisions, much like you will have to based on whether or not you're a high performing athlete, running a business, working within a team. You're always faced with tough decisions to make. And this was our reality when we faced into this. Harsh weather conditions had stayed around, which meant that after around about a couple of hours of pushing for the summit, the guide and myself had to make a decision that we were no longer happy with conditions. So we turned our group around and led them back down the mountain, back into the Swiss climbing refuge there, which is a hard thing to do. To take any group of climbers off the mountain without having summited is very tough. But it was about respecting the conditions and doing the right thing, which is a tough call. We subsequently made a second attempt for the summit, which we abandoned. And finally, myself and the guide then pushed for a third summit attempt, which again we had to abandon. So Mount Toubkal's a little bit of a bittersweet. It taught us one of the most beneficial lessons as being mountaineers in terms of respecting and understanding our environment and being able to make that professional judgment and decision making to come up with the right result at the right time. So ultimately we left Mount Toubkal having led an expedition, having still encountered some amazing things and had a great time out there on the mountain, but having to humbly respect that mountain and come away with the safety and the operational effectiveness of our group as the thing that was foremost in our minds. And again, this is something that when we work with clients, particularly when we're working with business organisations, these are some of the lessons that we try and bring out. And this concept of professional judgment and decision making has actually spawned some of the research that we're very heavily involved in at the moment. And it's something that we really hope that people can lift and embed in their day-to-day practice, because we really think that this is key to forming exceptional leaders and managers in business, as well as high-performing people from any other walk of life.